Hello, my name is DC. I'll be giving a match analysis for Chelsea versus Benfica in the Club World Cup round of 16. First goal by Rhys James. Funny enough, everything it's somewhat okay. Maybe they could have been a bit, it's one of those. Maybe if this line was a bit deeper, because this is somehow a high, not somehow, it is somewhat a high line because they still have space to run into the Chelsea players, and the Benfica players will most likely be heading this way. So once again, it's a goal caused by a high line, not because of you know, a ball goes in and then, people run towards it and then it gets scored. No, no, no. But more because this space here frees up space for him to take the shot. Like if it was congested and crowded here near the goalkeeper, I don't think that would have led to a goal. But anyway, this is how they play. And I do think the keeper does get caught out because this is something that would be savable. And it's also, look at the way he shapes to take this. It's more, you can even tell it's more of a strike. It's not really like a floated ball because, they'll usually take that one step and then there's a certain way their body would move or body mechanics or body motion that suggests that they're trying, okay, I'm just going to take it here into this particular area. But he shapes up in a way he's going to hit it. And in short, I'm waffling, but the keeper just gets caught out. He really does. I mean, if he just was more aware of where the ball was, because if he's here. Look at the distance from him and the line. He definitely has a chance to cut it. So he just gets caught out. I think his main attention was here rather than him assuming a ball would be hit here. And I think someone else also scored a goal similar to this. I just don't know. And whoop, that is a good strike. Hey, Chelsea kit, the old one. I'm being very selective of the shots I use because of copyright. Yeah, he just gets caught out because he leaves this massive gap. This gives us a better angle because at this point here he's probably more central to the goal. He probably could be somewhat a few steps here, maybe just a few steps closer to his line, so that if the ball is coming as a shot, he has that covered, and if the ball is moving towards here, the ball will probably be floated in, so it has to take time to travel, and he has time to claim that. Yeah. Let's head on to the next moment of the match, which is this one. All right, so let it just load a bit. I have been having some network problems. All right. Ooh, I'm not liking these pixels. Let's just up the quality a bit. 720 should be manageable. I'm worried if I do 720, it might not really be that visible. I mean, if I do 180, it might take a bit longer to load. All right, so boom. Now, the problem I've found in football nowadays is that the people that make the rules are people that do not play football. The people wearing suit and ties with polished black shoes that probably deal with more paperwork than, football issues are the ones making the rules. I know that Arsene Wenger is working with FIFA, but he's not really okay. He has a word, but I know that the people that have a final say are the people that do not play football because number one, proximity. Number two, if you're jumping, it's normal for your hands to be up high. I know it's a handball, but I do feel it's harsh because, does it hit his hand? Yes. But it's also close. And then again, if you jump, your hands are going to go up. It's just how people jump. Balance, mainly balance. So if this is a handball, and to be honest, if I'm just telling the truth, I don't really see where it hits him on the hand. I think this will give us a better angle. I have to pause it because, yay, good old copyright. Because this is just, boom, look at that. And these are the highlights, right? They pause it before it hits his hand. For me, that's suggesting that they're not sure themselves because they only gave us really two quick replays. So I already know that this was a very dodgy penalty decision. All right, so this is Di Maria stepping up to take a penalty. We do know he scores, but we just want to see how he scores it. Little steps there just to confuse the keeper, and then he keeps his focus to the goalkeeper, not really the ball. And I think he just continues to look at the goalkeeper. Sanchez also, to his credit, he doesn't get faked out. He doesn't prematurely jump. He waits for Di Maria up until the last moment, and Di Maria slots it in. I don't know if that bump was intentional with Enzo Fernandez. You know, Oh, wait, they both play for Argentina. My bad. Yeah. Mm, yeah, but South American players can get very, very, I don't know, they're very aggressive players. All right, so this is probably what leads to the, not probably, this is what leads to the red card for Benfica. All right, so bad touch. Takes a very, very bad touch. At this point, I know he's trying to immediately win the ball back. Now, I don't know if he was on a yellow or not. And then if we can look at this, referee is looking here. So, boom, this is what the referee can see. He is in full view of this challenge. He can see everything. And trust me, he can see everything. Boom. And I also do think the player here does make a meal of it, but yeah, made a terrible challenge. And then he went in late. Now, what makes me here is how he's telling the ref to go and check VAR. Look at that. Look at that. So that's a yellow. And there's the red. So he probably did something before. But it's funny how he's just telling him VAR, 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 VAR. And then Cole Palmer here, like, there's no reason for this at all. There's no reason to push him out because he will eventually leave. And Cole Palmer just ends up getting himself a book for no reason. I mean, there's no reason. It's not like he was refusing. He is mainly dealing with the ref, and I know that he wants to get on with the game quickly, but nah, there's no reason for to do that. And then he's been given a red card, and he pushes him back. That, you know what? It's one of those things. Singa Sida 1-0, as they say in my country, cannot finish 1-0. You can't push me. I'm also going to push you back. And then it leads to a bit of a scruffle, but he does control himself. And all his teammates control. I look at him, he's like, bro, just leave the pitch because you never know it could leach to. Anyway, it's the Club World Cup. He's probably just, yeah. Once this is done, it's done. Yeah, they're directing him. Please go. Yeah, but here, this was on side. Oh, sorry, this is not what I want to show you. Wouldn't want to stay on the same frame for too long. Yeah, so this is the challenge in close view. See that? Yeah, I can see why it's given as it's definitely another yellow. Ah, I think it's one of those. If the ref did want to keep him on the pitch, probably could have taken him to the side. You know, one of those things. But I do understand why he gives him another yellow card. Very, very understandable why he does that. Anyway, that was the foul, and we know it didn't really hurt because he probably woke up immediately. He saw that there was a bit of a fight going on. All right, so this is Chelsea. They get the ball. They're on the counter. 2v. It's like 2v2 here. What are they gonna do? At this point, they can afford to track back because there's still a lot of ground to cover for the Chelsea players. And then I like what he does here. He slows down his run so that he eventually meets up with Cole Palmer, who's on the ball, because at this point you're reaching a very dangerous zone because you're getting closer and closer to the goalkeeper. Cole Palmer plays it, and at this point they're still doing quite okay for if we're to be honest, because it's at this point it was a 2v3. I know they're near, but they can't really affect the game. So he does well. Not that he not be not it's not like he doesn't he just forces them to, not go centrally. As I was saying, forces them to avoid, just protect the center. At least pushes them to, play it there. Maybe they can get a tackle if he tries to play the ball across. And then here, at least there. So this is what you want to do. You don't necessarily want to get the ball, but in the worst case scenario, you want to put the most uncomfortable shot that you can for the striker or the attacker or the person that has the ball to take. Because this is Caicedo taking the shot and he's taking it on his left foot at a weird angle. The goalkeeper should have covered this, but for him, he's done the best that he can do. This guy here, okay, I understand his focus is there, but yeah, but let's just let this play forward because he does make up for it. Goalkeeper here spills it. Benfica player immediately. So he wasn't that far away. He looked like he was far away, but he was very active because he reaches to the ball first before Nkuku. Now it's just unfortunate because at this time he's on the ground and there's nothing he can do. But otherwise, for these two defenders, kudos to them. They did the best they could do. And it's the fact that it didn't lead straight to a goal. It had to take this. It had to take, one of those, you take it off the line, but you're at the point whereby there's nothing else you can do. So Benfica, the Benfica defenders did the best that they could, but the keeper once again, not help the defense. And look at Maresca. He is happy. He is extremely happy. All right. Once again here, this is Di Maria with the ball. This is the 113th minute. And then he wants to start, moving around with the ball at this point. I know that he's a good footballer. I know that he's tired, but I don't think this was the right time. Not really the right time, but see, he plays himself into trouble because he puts the ball in an area because one, two, three, four. There were four Chelsea players. The dots represent where they were. And then, like, he could have released the ball so much earlier, but he plays himself into trouble. And we all know he's not going to track back, looking at the referee, but nope, none of that. And in this minute of the game, the Benfica players are tired. They're playing with 10 men. They've reached into the second half of extra time. They are tired. And then, I mean, there's nothing much you can do because Di Maria is still here. Yeah, he's old, but he did lose the ball and he hasn't moved. And then he's put his players, not his players, but his team into more pressure because at that point they had the ball, so they're not really worried about the counter attack. But because he's lost it in a very dangerous area near here, I mean, Neto basically has the one-on-one. And then to make matters worse, the Benfica players have to run back whether they like it or not, and they're very tired. Look at Otamendi. He is sprinting, but there's nothing much he can do. There's nothing much. There's only so much the keeper can do. And yeah, it's one of those, yeah, tired legs, someone giving the ball away, 10 men, and you're already down, and then boom. Yeah, nothing much you can do there. Nothing much. It's painful to watch, but it's football. Let's head on to it should be the fifth goal of the game. Yeah, it should be the fifth. All right, Chelsea have the ball. Kuku is in his own half, can't be offside. And I think this was a clearance. I don't know. I mean, the Benfica players are tired because once again, whether they like it or not, they have to run this way. All of them have to run there to just, how can I say, just for clarity, just in case he missteps, not missteps, miscontrols the ball, just does anything to maybe help them get it back. But Nkukuye takes it down at this point once again. At least they're trying to protect the center. I don't really think he should go because, I mean, he's not going to get a ball. He's not going to get the ball. I think it's just better coming here just to defend whatever they defend with whatever they have left. And then if we look at the minutes, 116th, people are very tired. Yeah, I mean, he should have just stayed here. Let them have the ball. They'll just run back, at least be a back three. And then if we see here, he starts the run. He can see this, but doesn't bother to try and close him down. The ball is eventually played and is actually further away. I think it's because they're just tired. They're very, very tired. He takes it into his stride. I mean, they're very tired, the Benfica players. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Otamendi doesn't like tackle him, but I can understand why he doesn't do that. And then he scores. Yeah, too bad for Benfica, but Chelsea, younger team, and I think also the red card definitely did affect them, and I think also the storm because I heard the game was delayed by 30 minutes or something. That could have also impacted both teams. Otherwise, Chelsea progress to the quarterfinals, and we'll see what happens there. Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.